What's up, everyone? My name is Brian, and I'm going to be your host today through Level 12 Kree-Search and Development free play for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. That's right, HappyThumbsGaming is back with some more collectible action. We've got all sorts of Minikits. We get to freely, as well as rescue that character token that was hiding from us in our story adventure. Now, we did get a gold brick for completing that, and we have accumulated enough studdage to go ahead and purchase that next pink stud multiplier brick. So we're going to go ahead and work our way inside the mansion. Now, if you've been following along and grabbing the same pink bricks as we have, and you've been saving your studdage for these pink bricks rather than buying extra characters, you should be pretty close to this 50 million as well. And if you are pretty close but not quite there, we do recommend that you farm a few studs in and around the Avenger Mansion to go ahead and get that 50. Once you get that 50, go ahead and purchase it and turn it on, as it's going to give us a 384 times multiplier. That's right, all we have left is the 10x, giving us the 3,840, but that's going to cost us 100 million studs. Holy cow, I said that wonky. Anyway, we'll go ahead and smash a few things and make our way out. Now, I could have pulled up the old map and toggled to my level select early, but I figured I'd grab a few studs just to show you how important these multipliers are. I get so many messages from you guys. How do you have so many studs in this game and previous games? And that is my secret. It is the red brick and pink brick stud multipliers. Now, when you're ready to go and you got your multipliers on and all that, go ahead and choose Kree-Search and Development from our level select. We're going to choose Doctor Strange, as he is the first character we're going to use his abilities for. And that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Now, keep in mind, all cutscenes have been removed. The video has been sped up ever so slightly, and we do have quick links down below in the video description. Now, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, Brian, this is the first collectible. Why does it say Minikit number 6, 1 of 5? Well, because as you guys probably already know, we do not count any of these Minikits until we actually have all of the parts needed to actually collect the Minikit. So there are 5 other Minikits we find before collecting all 5 of those pieces for that particular Minikit. So 4 more Doctor Strange elements scattered throughout this level, but we're going to find a few other things first. Now, hey, quick shout out to Thumbie, as he's going to remind us this is the perfect time to go ahead and use those quick links down below in the video description. Now, next up is going to be Minikit number 1, as we haven't even got the first one yet. But meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and use this crazy crane system to go ahead and pick up these battery nodes and drop them into their nodules. And eventually we'll get the right colors in the right places, and we'll get to move on. Now, hey, if you guys are new to HappyThumbsGaming, I highly recommend going to our website, HappyThumbsGaming.com, and checking out all of our trophy achievement guides. Over the years, we've had various writers like Doug and Tyler P. put together all sorts of great information and collectible locations for you guys, and I highly recommend you use them. Even if we do have some videos available for you, there's going to be some extra information on those pages that probably didn't make it to the video. And you never know. You never know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. And hey, if you're into that kind of thing, head on over to our social media followings as well. As you can see, we got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got G+, we got all sorts of things. Patreon, we got, oh man, we got them all. So, all right, we've officially put those power nodes into place and opened the door. We're going to get this long cinematic camera pan here. We get to see a couple of gold bricks, though, that we're going to melt down and get some mini kittage from here in a hot second. And I do mean hot, because we're going to melt it on down. And look at that. We've got these 3 pistons over here blocking our path, too. If you watched our story video, I struggled with getting those to settle down a little bit, but it turns out it's really easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it quickly as soon as we get there. All right, as soon as we gain control of our heroes, we find that over to the left, right where we already were, there is this newly found hack terminal that Ms. Marvel can go ahead and hop into and shake things up and roll it around until we get to that red switch and give it the old ground pound. So we're almost there. We're going to get most of the studdage, if not all of it, in this particular area. Look at that. We got them all. And we'll go ahead and flip that switch. Woo to the whoo! All right, guess what? Next up, it's going to give us a Minikit. Blew this guy's mind how awesome we were. That's right. Look at that. It's mind-blowing. Next, we're going to need a character that can either have some extra giant hops or maybe fly a little bit to get up there and grab that first Minikit. All right, so we're officially on the board now, and now my guide says it says just after the previous Minikit, look to the right and you'll see a purple stud sticking out. Well, that is true, but there's a little bit of missing information there as well. So, as it turns out, there is a Minikit hiding up behind this little pathway up here, but there's also another one of those Doctor Strange bowls where we have to flip that thing around. Here it is! So, as soon as we get through that newly opened door that we just used those power nodules to open, we can go ahead and fly up off the screen and find the second of 5 little cauldrons that we got to flip around. Now, next up, here's that purple stud that was made mention of in our guide, and look at that. It's going to give us another cinematic pan, and boy, there's a lot of camera work going on in this particular level. And as this one shows, there's some laser beams that we can't get by, well, not without doing a few things first. But we're going to hop up and grab that Minikit hiding behind that pillar. And look at that, we got a couple of baddies down below. We'll butt slam them to, well, non-existence. And look at that, we've got a couple of buildable bricks we'll build into a gravity booster. So we're going to need somebody with some gravity boosting elements. But first, we're going to switch to Iron Fist and get his chi pumped up and pump up this dragon's mouth. That's right. Give a little banaka to that dragon as he got some stank breath. And look at that, we'll go ahead and see this Minikit pop out of nowhere. Now, as soon as we grab this, we're going to switch to a character with Heat Ray. Oh, wait, he already has it. So use a character with Heat Ray. If you want to use the Chi, feel free. But this is kind of a double whammy. As you can see, there are 2 gold elements here, and we're going to melt them both down. One of them happens to be a head of one of those robots, which gives us a Minikit. The other one was an active, like, I don't know, some sort of a barrier or something hiding up top. And this one requires a flying character or somebody with good hops again. And I don't know why. I skipped right over Iron Man. I should have gone with him. I don't know why I thought the web flinging wonder was going to be good, but no. And I'd like to say that the rule of 3 plays a part here, but that is not the case. As it turns out, 4th time is the charm. Or wait, is it? We're going to switch to a character that actually has some flying ability and hover our way out there and grab it. So, oh to the yeah! 5th Minikit is officially ours. And next up, we've got Slip. We got a Lee In Peril. That's right, time to freely. We're going to need somebody with some fire-putting skills, or fire-putting out skills. There we go. Boy, it's early this morning. I hate to use that as an excuse, but it totally is. I haven't even got the crust out of my eyes yet. Anyhow, hopefully you'll forgive me, and it'll all make sense by the end. Essentially, what we need to do here is stamp out the fire. You could use somebody with, freeze ray or something like Crystal as well to put that fire out. And this top one is kind of a funny angle. It requires you to get up on the side of the robot. Now, as it looks here, it looks like Stan took a little cruise in one of these robots and something went wrong, and we had to free him from his little coffin or cage or whatever you want to call it. But look at that. We went ahead and freely. And he is officially Excelsior now and running around. So happy as can be, we just freed Stan Lee. All right, next up, as promised, we're going to need Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord, to go ahead and throw one of his gravity boosters on and suck that wall in like a tractor beam. And inside, we've got some laser beams, and off to the right-hand side, we've got a few things we can smash, and it reveals a Ms. Marvel hack terminal. So I got a little excitable there, and it turns out, as I got close to that laser beam, it actually showed the Star-Lord icon. Now, I think it was just actually showing me my character where he was, as opposed to indicating that I needed that character, but I got a little crazy and went for it, and tried to fly through the laser beams with Star-Lord, and it did not work out. So I went ahead and switched to Ms. Marvel, made it through the grate, and jumped up and pulled down that lever in the back, which is going to go ahead and drop some bricks that need some repair. But before making your way out there, you're going to want to switch to Doctor Strange or somebody with telekinesis and go ahead and manipulate this gold cauldron. That's right. We've got one sitting inside this room right on the other side of laser beams, and look at that. We'll flip it around, and that's going to be number 3 for us. All right, so Booyakashow, grab that studdage and make your way out. Now, we do have a little bit of story-based elements that have to happen before we get to that next collectible. So if you are in a hurry, feel free to use that quick link to Minikit number 6, part 4, which is going to be the next one. Now, we're going to go ahead and use a repair character like Rocket to go ahead and fix these blue flashing bricks into what turns out to be like this weird tank thing that we can push along, and it blocks the laser beams from melting us down. So it is a super handy thing. I'm not sure where that like shatter and all of a sudden there's this weird glass wall protecting us. That's all right though. We can go ahead and push it along by pushing the old push switch here, and it scoots it right on down the lane, getting us by those hot laser beams. Once we get to the end here, we're going to go ahead and take out a few bad guys, and then, of course, we're going to take out that cracked wall in the back, and then pump up the power nodule behind it, because that was the piece I lacked in our story mode. I busted open this cracked wall, but did not charge up the electric panel in the back, which didn't ever stop these pistons from slamming down, so I had a heck of a time getting by them. Kind of like right now, I had to fly up and over those laser beams, which was not an option for us in the story, as we did not have Doctor Strange available. Speaking of Doctor Strange, though, once he makes it over past those laser beams, we've got not one, but two of these cauldrons we're going to go ahead and flip. One is actually down below, and you probably saw the other one. It's up behind us on this parkour upper echelon wall here, where we can go ahead and flip it around. That's right. Guess what? This is the final one, and it's going to give us Minikit number 6, which is almost the last collectible for this first section here. We have one more over on the other side of them pistons. So, hey, if you're in a hurry, again, feel free to use those quick links down below in the video description. The next one's going to be for Minikit number 7. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and stand on these pressure-sensitive switches. I was pretty happy to see that both of my characters stood on those switches. When I played the story mode, I could not get those guys to stand on the switches individually. I had to manually place them there and then toggle over. And then even then, my character who I left on the switch sometimes would run away. And it happens on the next level, too. There's a big spot, but thanks to you guys and your comments, you actually gave me a little tip that made the whole process a lot easier. And I'll get to that once we get there as well, but that's on the next level, so you'll have to wait. All right, next up, we're going to need somebody with glass-shattering ability. That's right, it's sonar time. So we switch on over to the Black Bolt to get our on, and that's right, once we take out these baddies with a couple of, oh no, I went for the old roar, that's right, and I broke that glass down, and a couple of buildable bricks came out, giving us a Captain America shield switch here. So, it's actually one of those, whatchamacallit? Just call me Major Brain Fart. I can't remember, but anyhow, we're going to go ahead and use the boingers to go ahead and bounce Captain Shield off and actually flip that switch in the back. So technically I was kind of right, but not technically. So anyhow, we'll go ahead and do a couple of slams on those golden chests over here in the front side, over by this right door. And guess what? We've got some buildable bricks. We'll build them into a... What is this? It's one of the big ball things. That's right. We have to roll up in a giant ball. So choose Groot or Ms. Oh, no, psych. It's a Groot-only affair, I believe. We'll go ahead and use Groot anyway and make our way in through the door, which took us to a cutscene, which we have removed. And now we're in the boss battle. So, big complaint coming up. Ready? Here we go. We're going to have to switch to a character who has the glass-shattering ability. Now, for some reason, when I toggled to the character select, it opted to choose Iron Man for me. Now, as it turns out, there are some silver bricks that need to be destroyed on the back left. There's actually 2 dog houses you probably made notice of, and those are going to need to be destroyed, and there's going to be a digging spot we can get to. But first, we're going to go ahead and take on these 5 crystal axes. So there's these Ronin statues scattered throughout. There happens to be 1 on the right, 2 on the left, and then 1 on either side of Ronin on the back. Now, I have to admit, these front 3 are ridiculously hard if you have bad guys chasing you. Now, I don't know if I recommend taking out the dogs before doing this, but these dogs sure made my day a lot harder than it needed to be. So, for a second here, I even get sidetracked and I think, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these guys out. But I couldn't, I was like cha-chaing, but I was not making any contact, taking any health off, or as we like to say, no depleter of the meter. So, I just keep trying to attack these guys, not only the dogs, but also these crystal axes. I keep switching back and forth between Captain and the Black Bolt as I'm trying to find some way to take these guys out. So I finally switch on over to Tony, aka Iron Man, and pull out some rockets and try to make mincemeat out of these dogs with my rockets. But even then, I struggle because I'm grabbing characters, and this was just not my favorite boss battle. Now, I know I've said that a handful of times. Oh, there goes one of the silver dog houses, but yeah, so it turns out I end up finishing one of these guys with the rockets, if I do remember correctly. I go a little rocket crazy here, and I'm just spamming that button, just basically trying to get some of this chaos to stop ensuing because it is just troubling. And eventually I think I do get one of these dogs out of here. Yep, here we go, almost gone. All right, 1 down, 1 to go. Of course, there's that never-ending supply of baddies coming in this left door over here too. So I don't know what to say. Do your best to try and avoid them. And look at this. See, now I finally got rid of the first dog. And look at that. How is that? I'm looking to the right off in the distance, and the one behind me goes, I don't know about that. But hey, you know what? At this point, I'll take it. Just get these things checked off and out of here. Next up is the last two, and they're on either side of Ronan. Now, you got to be careful. You can't go into that blue barrier there. It will knock you back. And the doggy does try to come make a dinner plan out of me, but you can see there, I got lucky, and eventually I get the fifth and final one. And there we go. He is officially down and out, and our Minikit is floating there. So 8 of them are officially ours. Now, next up, we've got a couple of things over here. We've got this silver dog house over here that we made mention of a minute ago, which I believe we're going to go to next. Where's Iron Man? Iron Man, where are you at? There we go. We'll go ahead and toggle to him and blow up the other house. Now, if you didn't get the first one already, there should be 2 there. Take them both out and switch to a character with the digging ability like Black Panther or Lockjaw. And go ahead and get your dig on and reveal some buildable bricks, which can be assembled into, that's right, Minikit number 9. Now, the last Minikit is going to be rewarded once we take out the doggy. So we have to get rid of that last doggy before we can get to that. But first, we're going to take on the character token because we have not obtained the Hobgoblin character token for this level yet. So use somebody with telekinesis like Dr. Strange on this weird object on the far right-hand side. And it's going to lift up a chest that requires a strong man. So we use Drax. Feel free to use the Hulk or any of the numerous characters out there that can do that. So we got the character token. Last but not least, we got to take out the old doggy. So, here, little puppy. Here, boy. We'll go ahead and take him out. Now, I feel that the rockets from Iron Man do a pretty swell job. When you get up close and personal, the Black Bolt does okay as well. But in the end, I think I use Ms. Marvel to finish him. That's right. Something about these big go-go gadget arms that I really enjoy raining down fury from. But look at this, and I'm hitting this dog multiple times, and I'm not getting the contact or depleter of the meter as I would prefer. But eventually, I get that all the way down. Ronan jumps up and says, hey, what's going on? Where's my doggies? And, yeah, we're moving along. So instead of going right for Ronan and trying to take him out, you're going to want to make your way around the backside. Now that that blue force field is gone, we can smash either side. There's a box block in either pathway. We got to get behind this thing. Now, there is kind of a little ledge. We got to jump up onto the sidewalk and get right behind this big chair. Once you get up on that little sidewalk and walk around, you should find that final Minikit. And then all we got to do is take down Ronan, and that'll actually wrap up level 12. So guess what? It's the final battle. And you know what? Ronan is kind of a wussy, if I'm being honest. He's got this spin attack, but it goes wrong real quick, and then he sees stars, and and so we'll go ahead and give him the old pow right in the kissa when he's seeing stars and try to avoid that spin attack. But if not, it's all right. We got plenty of hearts, and I guess worst case scenario is we lose a few studs. Look at me doing the old joined attack here, and I took out a couple bad guys, but I didn't do any damage on Ronan. So I do believe I pull out my Rocket Man, and we're going to go ahead and make it rain some rockets. And it not only does it take out the little guys, but it does damage on Ronan as well. And hey, if you guys found this video helpful, maybe a little bit enjoyable, maybe delightful, whichever fool you are, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to get notifications of all of our uploads, feel free to use the bell notification select and choose which options you prefer. But that being said, guess what? The health meter is depleted, and that's going to take us to the final screen here, which I did a terrible job. It gives you the option to kind of capture your own comic book cover at the end. Boy, I failed miserably with that one. So anyhow, we got the 1 gold brick for completing the story mode, which we did in our first video. We also got another one for getting that true believer stud requirement, which was easy peasy with our 384 stud multiplesion. And look at that, we got 35 million just for completing 1 level. And actually, it's going to give us a few more, too. Now, have you noticed, too, that you get studdage for completing all of the Minikits? But at the end, like, look, I got 35,282,000, but I'm going to have more studs than that once I get to the hub world. So I don't know if that's only the studs that I got in this level, or if that's my total, or what. But we freed Lee, we also got that character token, and guess what? That's going to wrap it up for level 12 Kree-Search and Development free play! Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. This was one of the least frustrating boss battles. Although those dogs were kind of a pain in the tuchus, we can live with that. Well, peoples, that's going to wrap it up. And as you guys know, we've got all sorts of social media presence you can take part in and join the conversation with the rest of the Happy Thumbs gamers. We also have a Thumbie must-see video and HappyThumbsGaming.com with all of our trophy achievements and stuff. Shout out to Warner Brothers for hooking us up with a copy of this game. As always, until next time!